Today we're going to look at promotion cards versus printed cards. Why do cards go through new iterations between concept and release? Balance is certainly one idea between that. This can be seen in the construction of the Saiyan Mastery in the Premier set. Originally slated as a direct copy of a Mastery from Old Z, Saiyan's Mastery from the test decks read, all your Saiyan-style attacks gain Raise Your Anger 1, gain 3 power stages. When you rejuvenate a Saiyan-style card, Raise Your Anger 2. This changed to all your Saiyan-style attacks gain Raise Your Anger 1, hit, gain 3 power stages, and when you rejuvenate a Saiyan-style card, Raise Your Anger 1. There are even some cards that are rewritten post-release, like the Namekian Style Mastery, but that's more of a discussion on CRDs, and that's not what we're focusing on right now. At the moment, we're going to focus on 6 cards from the new set. A few months ago, a promotional poster surfaced, showing off a total of 8 cards from Heroes and Villains. People got excited, theory crafting immediately on strategies for each card based on the meta from set 1, but they jumped the gun a bit. When previews and leaks occurred, they had found that each card shown had gone through a major rewriting, barely reflecting the previous card they had seen. The question is, why did this happen? A couple of reasons come to mind. First of all is balance. Taking into account all the cards from set 2, certain combinations of abilities could have been considered overpowered for the meta of the game they had been leaning towards. Another, to a lesser extent, is feedback. While we don't always see it, customer input is a major part of any successful business. If a customer doesn't like your product on a regular basis, they are less likely to purchase it. Some companies work with that idea, others work against the grain. Panini is a little bit of a mixed bag, preferring to release silver bullets to problems rather than rely on a large CRD. The last reason is promotion. Perhaps the cards weren't ready by the time they needed something to show off for retailers. The promotion poster wasn't intended to be publicly displayed, but as an example to retailers of the product they would be ordering. As such, any details within should not have been taken as set in stone. Out of the 8 cards that were shown off with the poster, only 6 of them made it to print. The 2 ultra rares were completely changed. But let's focus on the cards that made it to print. Vegeta Ally. Originally printed as a sort of shutdown ally, Vegeta disrupted anything that used events, preventing them from being played. After looking through the new set, it's no surprise he was rewritten. Set 2 has an overabundance of events. Why worry about an ultra-rare card that you have to somehow keep in your hand at the right time, when you can just have constant shutdown on the table? Instead, Vegeta was written to be a boost for Nappa as kind of a neutered birder. Nowhere near as playable, but a bit better on the balance side. Goku Ally went through a massive change as well. Originally slated to be a boost of damage to hero decks, he became a reflection of his main personality set instead. It's kind of understandable, as a black deck sporting a Goku Ally would be doing plus 3 power stages and plus 2 life cards per attack, as if black didn't already do enough damage on a regular basis. Instead, Goku can tutor for a style drill and place it into play. Now we get into the big changes. Raditz went through a bit of a major overhaul, and it shows. He's all over the board, really. Raditz's level 1 abilities changed just slightly. His first ability allowed you to look at the top 3 cards of your life deck, picking one of them to go into your hand while banishing the other 2. A nice ability for card advantage. However, this ability went through a little bit of a rewrite, turning it into a physical attack for 1 life card of damage, making the ability Raise Your Anger 1, and lowering the number of cards you got to look at to 2. It's not too terrible of a rewrite. Raditz level 2 is where his abilities take a bit of a swerve. His ability originally allowed you to name a setup or drill, and search your opponent's life deck for a copy of it to banish it. His rewrite instead works off his own setups or drills, destroying the top card of your opponent's life deck when they come into play. They additionally raise your anger level 1 when they're added during combat. Raditz level 3 doesn't even remotely reflect his previous ability in the slightest. His promotional card allowed you to name a card, search your opponent's life deck for all copies of it, and destroy them. Instead, he now activates when they're in combat, making your opponent discard a card at random from their hand. Finally, we have Raditz level 4. His ability allowed you to choose 3 cards in your opponent's discard pile, search for all copies of them in your opponent's life deck, and banish them. His rewrite allows you to rejuvenate a card in your discard pile of your choosing when one of your setups enters play. He also lets you search your life deck or discard pile for a setup or drill, and put it into play when you first use a critical damage effect at combat, a much different ability than originally released. So why did Raditz go through so many changes with his abilities? Of our 3 scenarios, one of them stand out. Was he rewritten because of balance, feedback, or promotion? Allow me to focus your attention on the card numbers for each of these cards. They don't line up. All of his numbers are completely different, leading me to the idea that it was promotion. Rats hadn't yet been written into the set, and Panini had to come up with something to show to the distributors. So they came up with the concept of Raditz. His abilities are a reflection of an idea they had, as opposed to a tried and tested card. They needed something for their promotions, so they just threw something together to show off. This information got leaked into the public, and theory crafting ensued. It just goes to show you, boys and girls, that we shouldn't jump the gun. Some of our favorite cards could yet be seen when a new set releases, an example being the discussion happening with Wallbreaker right now. Thanks for watching the newest episode of the Unknown Project. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for watching this. As of this recording, the first episode has reached over 260 views, a lot more than I predicted from this little video series of mine. Stay tuned and we'll have more discussion and random bits for you. For now, just be good to your fellow players. After all, one day you might just be as well respected in your game community as I am in mine.
Seriously? Shut the hell up, Alan!